Good morning, everyone. It is Monday again. This is going to be a fabulous Monday. I believe if you set your intentions on something, it will happen. And my intentions are today is going to be a great day. So I hope it is for all of you as well. Looks like we're into it. Good morning, Mr. Michael. Welcome to the chat. How are you today, sir? I hope you're doing well. I myself am doing great. I had a boring Sunday night at work, which is pretty normal for Sundays. I am doing good, sir. Thank you for asking. I should have a mailbox full of knives this morning. I mean, this afternoon. I don't know why I said this morning. I guess because it's morning. Today will be a good mailbox day. Seems like everything stacked up over the weekend. Some things that weren't moving started moving, and that's always fun. So last night at work, morning, Waylon. I work at a hotel. I'm in hospitality, Michael. Yeah, last night I carried my Les George VECP clone. Man, I tell you what, this knife has given me a new appreciation for knives on washers. It is one of the smoothest feeling knives I've got. There's just something different about the way knives feel on washers, and this one feels perfect. The only other reference I've really had is some real Spydercos on washers, and they don't seem to do that great. Not anywhere close to as good as this one is. So I had that in the front pocket, and then in the back pocket I had my Naga. I didn't even touch this knife last night. I kept pulling this one out because it felt so good. Yeah, I've been in the hospitality. I've been doing it for 25 years now. Since the year 2000, January of 2000. That's a nice knife too, though. It has great action too. Very snappy. Very easy to close. So a couple of things. I forgot to mention I got these yesterday for the laser. I grabbed a pack of 50 metal business cards to practice on. They were pretty inexpensive on Amazon. And they ought to give me a good metal texture to practice some stuff on. Like I said, there's 50 of them, and they are metal, even though they're pretty flimsy and thin. So maybe I can make up some with my logo or something. But I got those to practice on. I did order a bunch of titanium sheets from AliExpress to practice on as well. Right now, I think I've got the laser good enough. I just need to learn the software. So I'm going to be working on that the next few days, and hopefully we can get into doing some knives here soon. And one more thing, so I did order new hands for my watch. I don't know, the silver ones, you can see them pretty good. They stick out okay. But another little watch tool I got. So the other day, y'all watched me trying to put the link in the band, and this is a link tool. And what it has is it has two little tiny things that grab the link, and you can push it in from both sides, and then you can set these stoppers to stop at the right width, and then it holds it in so you can slide the band in with both sides at once. So they make cool little watch tools, and this is just another one that I grabbed for cheap. I needed something else to finish up a $10 choice order, so I grabbed this. But like I said, it's got an adjustable stop here so you can set it to grab links, and it came with some extra links too, so that's cool. I mean pins. I keep saying links, but I mean pins. So that's another little customized watch tool. So today I will be happy to talk about anything any of y'all mentioned, but I thought I would go over, since I went over some Tucson's yesterday, I thought I would go over my favorite Chinese manufacturer today. I guess it's my favorite. It's probably my overall favorite, but for quality wise, it's probably second. And I'll explain that. Michael, you're allowed to throw me off whenever you want to. I didn't make my watch face. I bought my watch face. So I sent him the artwork that I wanted. And I found a guy that makes custom dials. I showed it in yesterday's video, I believe. But there's an AliExpress store from a guy. And let's see. Custom. Let me see if I can find it. Yes. So I found this guy. This is the actual ad I saw that made me get into it. So I saw that this guy offered watch styles with this panda photo on it. And he had all different ones, and I liked the way they looked. And they were $30, which is kind of pricey, but not really for a custom one. So I just simply messaged him and asked him if he could do a picture that I sent him. And he said, sure. So I said, how much? And he said, $50. And I said, wow, that seems kind of high. I could probably find somebody else that'll do it for $30. And he was like, okay, $30 then. So he matched the price of these ones he makes prefab with a custom image. And all I did was create the image and send it to him. And he sent me back, so let me show you real quick. He sent me back a rendering of what it would look like, but that was before he actually printed it on the dial. So let me show you here. So up here a while ago, I posted the picture that I sent him. This is the rendering that he sent me. This is the photo. Okay, so I had a black and a white version. This was the white version that he sent me. I thought I had the picture up here, but I don't. But I simply sent him a picture, and he did that rendering. Well, this was what the rendering, and I was like, man, that looks awesome. That looks exactly like what I want. And then he sent me what it would look like on the actual dial, and I didn't like it nearly as much. I thought I put the video on here. Yeah, well, you can see it on here. It's more of a, it's not as clear, but it's pretty good. Whoops. But yeah, so it turned out decent. And you can see you got to adjust the stem length. So I was starting the build. I just hadn't put the hands on. I got to fix the stem length. But that's it. Oh, it's all good, Michael. I don't mind re-going over something. So yeah, back to what I was talking about. I thought today I would show my favorite Chinese manufacturer. Monday must be a busy morning for most people. We got a little slow crowd this morning. That's all right though. They'll come back and watch it later, I'm sure. So what do y'all think my favorite manufacturer is before I show those knives? If y'all had to guess. My favorite Chinese manufacturer. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to do. I guess we can do that while we're waiting. I wanted to take this thing and I wanted to remove all the bits really quick that I'm never going to use on here. And that would be, let's see, I guess I will keep yeah, I won't use those three on here. I won't use those three. I might use those three. I'm gonna just empty them all. I'll leave those. Those are the big Torques. I will put a Phillips 2, number 2. I will put a Phillips number 1. I will put a flathead number 2 and a flathead number 1 and I'm gonna fill this up with this is that cool little screwdriver I found on AliExpress. Keeps a bunch of bits in it. So that one, we got the flathead, and we'll put a little flathead on here just to have one. Where's the littlest flathead? Actually, we'll put that in instead. That's the bit driver bit. All right, we'll put the rest of these back in the box. Y'all can't guess what my favorite Chinese manufacturer is? And then I'm going to put some Weehaw bits in here and fill her up. So, Weehaw. Non-Weehaw. Non-Weehaw. So there's 3 T6s. Now we're going to do some T8s. Non-Weehaw. Weehaw. And that's a Weehaw. Let's get another non-Weehaw. Non-Weehaw. And the last one, we'll just throw a combination of T6s. One more T8 and 2 more T6s. Can't ever have enough. All right, now I got that loaded up. We will move on to my favorite Chinese manufacturer and go through some knives. Can't ever have enough Torques bits. That's for sure. All right. Now I got a bunch in here. This little thing will be coming handy. Probably leave that in my car. All right, so my favorite Chinese manufacturer is Kaiser. If you know me, that should not be much of a surprise. believe this is the newest one I've bought. I don't know right offhand. I don't remember the name of this one. So Mr. Lou bought one. Cannot remember the name of this one. Got too many Kaisers. But great knife. So let's see here. We're going to try to pack these in as much as we can because we've got quite a few. And we got the Kaiser Crocodile Invictus. There we go, Waylon. Thank you, sir. This one's got oil on it. I'd rather it have oil than not have oil. This one is the Crocodile. I do remember the name on this one, only because the scales look kind of almost like a crocodile. I don't know why they named it that, other than the scales. But man, both of these are great. This one has perfect detent. I don't think it's possible to fail this one. Well, that is the next one. Then in my bag, this is the Bulldog, and this is a great knife. It's got that handle shape I've talked about at times where you can get your hand on it and get your fingers out of the way to where you can press down with the blade all the way flush. The Bulldog is a great little knife, micarta. Great action on it. Yeah, the Bulldog. I'm not sure. I don't remember the blade still on this one. What is it? 154 cm. That is a great little knife. That is the third one we will go through. Alright, let's see what else we got in here. And I won't remember the names of all these. This is the Kobold 2, I believe. Is that what that says on there? Yep. Kobold 2. This one has got a super cool curve at the front. For pinch cuts. Super cool little knife. A lot of people love this knife once they get it. Kaisers have, yeah, like he said, some of the best detents. This one bounces a little when you close it. You see it do the double bounce. But it's got good detent. So that is the Kobold 2. Hopefully I can remember the names of all these. I definitely won't be able to, because this one's like the, yeah, this is the next one. This is the Kaiser Z82. Super cool. Good morning, mister. This is one of the only knives that I've got with holes in it. I actually bought it because my friend was friends with or actually he was cousins with the designer of this knife. But since then, me and him are no longer friends. So I don't know why I kept it other than it's just a Kaiser. Malu is the guy's name, the designer, I believe. I think it's Malu. He makes another knife that he made for Concept, I believe. But the Z82, I think, was his first production knife. Now, this one is pretty cool because I got this one from Discerning Man. So I don't know if y'all are familiar with the YouTuber Discerning Man, but he does knife purges from time to time. And this was on one of his videos and one of the knives he purged. So I bought it from him. It is a Doman, the Kaiser Doman. It's got great action too. It's just got thumb studs. You can reverse flick it or regular flick it. That is the Doman. Dominator. So, let's see. What do we got next? Aha. We got one I got not long ago. This is the Kaiser Yacht. This is one that I dyed the scales on. Oh, you just unboxed the Z82? Oh, that's awesome, Ron Crow. Good morning, by the way, sir. This was a knife that I got in jade. Whenever I tell y'all should get jade, it's because you can pick any color you want. So I picked a purplish blue color with Rit dye, and I dyed that one. Good morning, Brown Sugar. And this is an inexpensive great little beater knife from Kaiser, called the Kaiser Yacht. Blade steel, I'm not sure about. Probably something cheap, 14C or D2, or not even positive. This was an Amazon purchase, and I'm not really sure about the blade steel. All right, let's see, what do we got next? Might as well bust this out. This is another odd blade shape. This is the Kaiser Mini Pelican, I believe. Yeah, Mini Pelican Mini. From who is that? Marome Design. Cameron Design. Mini Pelican. Pelican Mini. That's another one. Then we got a Kaiser, kind of like those Two Sons yesterday, where it's got titanium on one side and micarta on the other. This is the Coniferous 5. Super cool little knife. I wish it looked like this on both sides, but I don't mind micarta. I like micarta a lot better than G10, and I like the fact that Kaiser uses a lot of micarta. Most all of these are micarta except these two, I guess, and that one. All right, what do we got next? So is this the original? I think this is the Kaiser original. What does it say on it? Nope. It's something else. Well, I can't even see what that says. It's so little. Can y'all see what that says? Mojave? Number 1408. Maybe it is the original. Y'all know what button lock this is? I've never carried any of these hardly, but I don't remember exactly what that is. Let's go look that one up, since y'all ain't telling me. Kaiser and Mojave. what does the Kaiser original look like? I can't even type. What is this? Yeah. Kaiser original. I thought it was. So Kaiser original in aluminum. Great little budget button lock. So we got our first metal one out of that bunch. I should have kept with the theme. So this is the Escort, and this is in red rich light, which is super cool material. If you haven't checked it out, you should get a knife in rich light. And the Escort is a super cool knife to try in rich light. It is a black blade, which might surprise some of y'all. Yeah, the Kaiser Escort is a great, nice size knife. You can see it fits my hands good. Got great jimping on the back of it. Got that nice fuller. Yeah, they make a Kaiser XL, original XL, right? You cannot flick off that fuller because it hides behind the scales too much. But man, this knife, Kaiser gets their clutch lock down. This has some of the best action of any crossbar lock knife I have. And you will see that come into play with a few of the crossbar lock knives I'm going to show you. So this one has better action than the Bulldog that we showed. But the Bulldog still I don't know. Bulldog feels just about as good. Kaiser has their clutch lock down though. Very secure, very strong feeling. Alright. This is a copper. It's black copper. And it is the Towser K. I got two of these to shipwreck. And I'm going to strip down the black and then shipwreck it. But this is a heavy knife because I don't know if you know, but copper is super heavy. And just to show you an example, let me get another knife on here like it's similar in size. So the Invictus weighs right at 4 ounces, 3.97. And this one weighs 6.67. So yeah, copper is super heavy. Feels very strong though. I like the jimping on this one. The Towser K is a great knife. We'll see another version of it later on. Then we've got the Kaiser Mystic. And this is one that came with the ugly color, orangish brown red color, and I dyed it black, and it looks way better in the black. I still need to get a mini Mystic, but I do love this Mystic. It's a great knife, great front flipper. It's a big knife like I like. It does have jimping right there where it needs it, nowhere else. Super cool blade shape. Yeah, Michael, that Escort is a great knife. There's the Mystic. Oh, I meant to say I need to get a mini Momo. This is the mini Mystic. I misspoke. But another great crossbar lock. I don't know, something about the feel of their clutch lock that is just so smooth. And it just, I don't know, the springs are good. It holds it into place good. Everything about it's good. Then we have the Kaiser Assassin in a weird pattern that looks like it's moving. Kind of bought it just because of the way it looks. But it's, again, a great little clutch lock knife. So buttery smooth. Back when I was first doing my unboxing videos on my channel, I showed me opening the knife with the thumb stud. I showed me reverse flicking it. And then I showed me just using the crossbar lock and going like this. And somebody commented on my video and said, why did you show that? Nobody's ever going to open their knife that way. And I was like, man, like, really? I was like, a lot of people like open their knife that way. Like, I don't know. Am I the only one that opens crossbar lock knives by just pulling the crossbar lock? Or is it just because of how smooth Kaisers are that they allow you to do that really easy? I mean, most all crossbar locks will let you do that, but I open a lot of my crossbar lock knives with just pulling the crossbar lock. But he commented on it saying I was stupid for showing that because nobody does that. And I was like, yeah, I do it, even if nobody else does. All right. Let's see. Then we get into, I got 4 more left, and they're all basically the same. This is the mini sheepdog, and this is the double detent version, which is one of the funnest fidgety knives ever. And the detent is so good, it locks in. It's the best double detent knife. Good morning, size sharpening. But this is one of the funnest little double detent knives ever, and it locks in both places so phenomenal. I don't know if y'all can hear that good, but of course you got to flick it hard enough to open it. But it never bounces at the bottom until I just said it never bounces. It always locks in. But that's a mini sheepdog. Then we have 2 more mini sheepdogs. One in the Raffir Noble Raffir. And this one is not a double detent. This is a liner lock, regular sheepdog. Morning, TC. I think this one is spoken for. I've never carried it, but one of our channel members wants it, so I think I'm going to sell it, since I do have a couple of those. And then this is the micarta version of the mini sheepdog. Both of these are great little knives. And then last but not least, in this bag is the October Mini. And you will get to see the full-size October in just a little while. But this is the October Mini. And it's another great little knife. It is a flipper only. I would like to put thumb studs in this one, because it's a great little 5th pocket knife. And I like the shape of that blade. Great little utility knife. And I like how they inset the flipper tab so that it disappears when you open it. I appreciate that on knives that do that. So that is all of my non-titanium Kaisers. So now let's get into the real Kaisers. You got a Mad Tanto and a River Bank and a Critical Mini. I don't have any of those three. I don't even know what those are. Size sharpening. Let's go check those out. I like when you mention a knife I don't know about. Kaiser Mad Tanto. Tanto. Oh, that looks a lot like the Invictus, but smaller. Yeah, I figured they were all Kaiser. Yeah, that looks a lot like a smaller version of this, with the Tanto blade. The Invictus is like a bigger button lock version, very similar with a different blade shape. All right, that one's super cool. What was it? River Bank and Critical Mini. Yeah, that's a cool knife. Let me go see if White Mountain Knives has it or has had it. Whoops. Nope, doesn't look like they've had it. I was going to put an alert on. Probably an older model. Let's go ahead and hit notify me. bladealchemy4u@gmail.com. Alright. Next one was the Kaiser Riverbank. Nitro V G10. Alright. That's a cool little knife too. Do you have the one I would pick, which would be the black with the silver blade? Don't they have a black with a silver blade? Oh, the black wood one. I'd have to get the black wood one with the black blade. Good luck at the doctor, TC. Hope everything works out for you. Oh, it's the same size? That Mad Tanto is the same size? Can't be. Blade looks way shorter. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Oh, it's damn designs. It is the same size. Duh. It's basically the same knife with the Tanto. Tanto. Mi Tanto. Okay. I definitely got to check one of those out. 8 inches overall. Wow, 8.07. So the Invictus, I bet, is the blade longer on the Invictus? Let's see. Nope. The Tanto is actually longer, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for showing me that knife. Size sharpening. And then the last one was the something mini. What was it? Critical Mini. Oh, I know what the Critical is. I am familiar with that one. There's a reason, because I've got one. I'll show you that here in a minute. But the Critical Mini is a super, that version especially. Wow, is that the only one they make? Is that the version you have? That's an awesome knife. Size sharpening, is that the only version? They got to make different versions. Yeah, they make the regular plain version. Looks like they make a, there we go. There's the regular gray version. That one with the red accents is pretty cool though. Looks like they make a black one too. Or that's green with the black blade, sorry. Is that the one you have? With the dark green and the black? Yep, that's the one you got. 30 seconds from now, you'll say yes. Yeah, super cool. I gotta try to find one of these though. That's definitely on my list now. Thank you for showing me those, sir. Uncle Si. Alright, so let's get started. I should have just spread these out right in the middle because there's no way I'm going to have room for all my Kaisers. So let me throw these back in the case really quick because that's kind of silly. The fact that I can't have them all out at once, but it won't take but just a second to get all these put back up. Nick, what's going on? The new Bounty Hunter Kaiser in Thai, Cerakote green and yellow is cool looking. Oh yeah, the Feeweed. Yeah, I don't usually like green and yellows, but there was one version of the Feeweed that I did actually like. Can't remember exactly which one it was, but we could go look at them here in a minute. Okay, that one doesn't want to fit with that, so let's put the... There we go. Alright, and then we got the slot right over here for the rest of these. So all my Kaisers live in this bag. My non-titanium Kaisers live in this bag with a few other knives. A couple of my Vosteeds, my 4 Dam design knives, my QSP knives. So I got 4 QSPs. I've got my Cubist, or this one looks, Kaiser makes one like this, but this is the Cubist something. And I got my mini Nightshade. It hides in here, but this is a Kaiser day. And I got a titanium factor. This is the small version. I have a big version. And my 3 Dam design knives. Anyway, my 4 Dam design knives. That's where they live in this case. And as you can see, I was keeping, how I organize my knives is those stickers. So it says Kaiser, QSP, Dam Designs, Vosteed, Cubist, and Factor. So that's how I find them all. Alright, now let's get into the real thing. And we'll start out with one that he mentioned. A mini version of. And that is this way of mount. It's green down here, so it's looking a little see-through. Kind of weird. Because of the green screen. But this is the full-size critical. Christensen design critical. This one was actually owned by Jason Grant, who made the Ripper knife. He's a knife maker, makes a knife called the Ripper. He owned this one, and then he got Way of Knife to do this anno job on it. And then somehow it made it to my hands. I think I was the 3rd owner. He passed it on to one other guy, and then that guy passed it on to me. Super cool knife. So that is the Kaiser Critical. Let's see. I don't even know what kind of order to go in on these. This is the Kaiser Hulk, which is an awesome knife and has some of the best action of any knife I've got. It is guillotine. I don't care how tight you get that pivot. It is a guillotine. And it will bite you. And I've heard other people say the same thing about theirs. Fred said the same thing about his, that it is a guillotine. But the Hulk is a super cool knife. It has that Snap Echo detent system. It's more like a little pedestal, rounded off little pedestal thing that drops in the detent in a round hole. A round ball, sorry. Yeah, great knife. The Hulk, I'd be careful with these so they don't touch each other. They're all titanium. Then we got the Torn Gat, which is another weird looking Kaiser. I'm going to go in no particular order with these. The clip on this one, it's got a big, huge, it takes you 3 seconds to get it into your pocket because you got to go around that little thing. It is very comfortable though. It might look weird, but it's comfortable. It's got that blade wrap. It's got jimping on it like it should. So that's the Torn Gat. What just happened with the focus? Then we got the VK1 FL. Awesome design, awesome milling. I love the new VK knives. He's done designs for a couple of different companies now. He was actually in the channel one day and told us about the little copper pin that he puts in there. Has to do with his family history. But that is the VK1 FL. Then this is a Lundquist design, which reminds me a lot of Laconico designs. This is a beautiful knife. This is the Wanderer. Super cool looking knife. Like I said, it looks a lot like a Laconico. Justin Lundquist does his thing. It's got a few snails on it. I'm going to eventually blast this one. Yeah, the Critical could use a flipper delete. It's got a huge peen sticking out there, doesn't it? And it's perfect. It's got perfect place for thumb studs. You're totally right. Then we got a gentleman's knife here. Front flipper. I'm sure y'all know what this is. The Feist. Just a cool little clean lines. Front flipper with superb action. Has some of the smoothest action of any little knife that I've got. Most of the time, blades with knives with little blades don't close nearly as easily as this one does. So that is the Kaiser Feist. Then you got the PNY in Raffir scales. This is another kind of gentleman's knife. Just kind of like an old school pocket knife. A lot of people like this knife and ask me about it. I wouldn't think that, but a lot of older gentlemen seem to like this knife, I guess. Oh, then we got the Sparrow. Another super clean knife that reminds me of another one that I have in here. I don't mind the flipper tab on this one because of the angle it's at, and it works really good, and it's not super huge, but I think it would look better without it with a finger choil in it, because there's plenty of room to put a full finger choil in right there. So I might at some point do that. See you later, size sharpening. Come back and see us sometime. Just going over some Kaisers today. So this is a Begleiter. I just ordered another one of these that I will have. So if anybody likes this knife, this is one of the top 5 when I ask people what their favorite Kaisers are. This always gets mentioned. Such a smooth knife, just like the Feist down there. But I will have an extra one of these for sale in a few days. It might actually even be today. Then we have another one that I ran across not long ago that was a discontinued model that I didn't know existed. This is the Quell. Yeah, it's a cool knife. It doesn't have, it's on washers actually. So it doesn't have the greatest action, but it's still fairly smooth, good lockup. But that is a normal washer knife, whereas this one is just a super smooth washer knife. Like I was talking about earlier. That one feels like a washer knife. Then we have one that gets slept on, in my opinion. It looks like a futuristic knife. And this is the Kaiser Beyond. And I think it is a super cool looking knife. And I don't know why it gets looked over. The finger, very comfortable. It might not look like it, but it is. But the Kaiser Beyond has that compound ground blade. Yeah, it looks, I don't know, it kind of looks like a little bit futuristic look to me. But it's got great action as well. That's one thing you'll see in these Kaisers is great action. Now this is a mini Towser K, White Mountain Knives exclusive, and this is in my top 5 of all my Kaisers. This one is something special. The clutch lock on it is perfect. The action on it's perfect. The size and lockup on it are perfect. It feels perfect in hand. Got a perfect sharpening choil, along with jimping right there to lock your finger in when you want to get a good grip on it. War Room EDC, good morning, sir. But this mini Towser K, I don't know why they call it a mini, because it's about the same size as the Towser K. Yeah, this is a great one though. White Mountain Knives exclusive. You can find these occasionally. Pete has one. Then we have, in my consideration, probably the best, if not one of the best, crossbar lock knives in existence, and that's the Drop Bear and L-Max. This one has the, you know, I'm not normally a fan of the scales, but in order to get the L-Max steel, I had to get this one. But this is one of the smoothest knives you'll ever feel in your life. And one of the best all around. The Drop Bear is just a great knife. It's probably why they came out with a version 2, because of how good. But the Drop Bear in L-Max is a killer knife. All right. Then we got the Sheepdog frame lock titanium. Yeah, I've got a where's my Towser S? Did I show it earlier? Did I call it the Towser? What did I call it? I'll have another one of these today too. I've got another titanium frame lock Sheepdog coming in today with the other beg lighter. So if somebody wants one of those, I'll give you a good deal on either another one of these or another one of these. What did I have the Towser S. What did I call it? Did I call it the Towser S? No, it's missing. I didn't ever break it. The Bulldog I broke out, but the Kaiser S I didn't, huh? So it is missing. Wait a minute. It's here somewhere. Because it's blue. I swear I showed it, didn't I? Okay. Well, that's going to drive me nuts because it was here. It was one of the first ones. Aha! It was laying beside me. But this is a super cool little knife. This is one of my favorite ones as of late, the Towser S. So it didn't get included in the first shot, but it's got some of the best action of any knife. He's right. It's just so drop shut. And I knew I had this knife. It was laying beside me over here. So we got to throw that one in. But that goes with the bag of the other ones. And I said all titanium. I think the only one that's not titanium out of all these is that L-Max Drop Bear. And that's only because it's I got a great deal on it, but it's one of their higher dollar ones because of the L-Max steel. And then last but not least out of this row is the crossbar lock Sheepdog, which again, that clutch lock is just something else. Like, if you've not felt how smooth their clutch lock is, you need to experience it. I've got the purple version of the Sheepdog. Then we go to the next row. We're going to get into a lot of Laconicos here. But this one, to start with, is the Kim Ning Shoal. And this is a smaller one. Yeah, I finally found the Towser S. This is the Kim Ning Shoal. Super cool little knife. It reminds me a lot of Laconico. It's a lot smaller than I thought it was in pictures. It's a 3-finger knife for me, as you can see, but the jimping is very good. Definite cool smaller knife. That is the Shoal. Then we have the Gemini. Which is from my boy. And if you don't like the lines of this knife, me and you can't be friends. I'm just joking. But this is just a knifey knife. I mean, super clean lines. I mean, super clean. And some of the best action ever. Kaiser just nails the action on their knives. Then we have another one from my boy. called the Laconico To Be Determined. This is a prototype, and before they were actually named it, and this one ended up being called the Intrepid. And mine has a hand satin, but the one they came out with does not have a hand satin. It has a stonewash blade. So this one's special in a few ways. It also doesn't come with the blue hardware, which I could care less about. But this is one of my only prototypes. I've got a couple of prototypes. This is one of them, Laconico To Be Determined. This is the Intrepid, and this is a big boy. I can get all 4 fingers on it easily. And perfect action on it. Then we have another one that I think gets overlooked. And this is the Uprising. And if you like that blade shape, I don't know why people, but this one kind of reminds me of the Beyond that I showed you with the lines on it. They're kind of a little aggressive, and this is called the Uprising. This was a model I didn't know about until I found it when I was just looking around for Kaisers, old discontinued ones. Great action on it. It could probably use a flipper delete for sure, and a thumb stud. It's prime candidate for that, and it sticks way out. But there's just something about some of my Kaisers, I just haven't touched them. But if I was to say another one like that Critical, it could use that same treatment. Then we have one that should be a Laconico, but it's not. It's Michael Vagnino. It's the Eliminator, and it's very similar to the Laconicos also. So it looks a lot like the Intrepid. They favor each other quite a bit. So if you like Laconico, you might like Vagnino. That is the Eliminator. Now that's another big boy. Then we have the one I said you would see later. This is the Kaiser October in titanium. One of the coolest things about this is the milling on these scales. It almost doesn't even look titanium, although it is. And the fuller on this thing is awesome because you can flick off of it, and the blade shape is great. So I showed the mini October earlier. This one has that inset flipper tab that I like too, because whenever they do this, it hides when you open it, and it doesn't stick out and ruin the lines of the knife. So EMP EDC does this on most all their knives, the Relative, the Nimble. But I like when they cut off this corner and put the flipper tab in that corner so that it lines up flush with the scales when it's open. But the October is a super cool knife. And then I will tell y'all which ones get told to me as people's favorites, but the T1 is one of the ones that gets mentioned in the top 5 as people's favorites. There's a few coming up here that I'll get. So the Beg Lighter comes up in the top 5. This one comes up in the top 5. This is the T1. Awesome action on it. No pesky flipper tab to worry about. Unsightly flipper tab. You can reverse flick it, but it's not as easy as some. But yeah, the T1 is a great looking knife and super comfortable. That's the T1. Then next we have the Veritas, which is another one that people mention in their top 5. Also because of the milling on it and the patterning from the milling. It just looks like an elegant gentleman's knife. and being a front flipper like it is, the lines of it are just clean too. But the Veritas is a lot of people's favorite. So I make a post every now and then on Reddit asking people what their favorite Kaisers are, so that I can get them. And I didn't have some of these when I first posted that post, but this was definitely one of the highest mentioned ones. So was the T1, so was the Begleiter, and so was this one. This is a lot of people's favorite Kaiser. This is the Militall, and the Veritas is a cool, sexy, sleek knife, but the Militall is just a classic. You got to have a Militall in your collection, and if it's not this one, it's got to be the Purple Haze one. But that new Serpentine, I can't wait to get one of those because it looks a lot like this. I don't know why, out of all the models they came out with for the Mini, that they didn't come out with one exactly like this one in a Mini. They should have. The one closest to this is the one with the musical note looking thing pattern on it in the Mini. And I've almost bought one of those a ton of times just to have one that's kind of close. But I hate when they make a good, awesome knife and then they don't make a version that matches it when they make the Mini. So the one I'm talking about, so they make all kinds of versions of it, and this one is the closest one to it. I say it looks like little musical notes. I don't know what else to call that patterning, but I've almost bought one of these a bunch of times and I just can't do it. And it looks like this one is kind of close, but I don't like the acrylic. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't make an exact copy of the OG. And you can buy inserts, but they still don't have one that looks like the original. So yeah. Yeah, the Militall is an awesome knife. Cannot beat it. Alright, moving on. Another one that's in the top 5, and that's the Cormorant. That probably rounds off the top 5. These three, the Begleiter and the Cormorant, are probably the top 5 most mentioned Kaisers. And this knife, if you've never had one of these, you can open it every way possible. Like, it's such a fidgety knife. It's got the inset flipper tab, so it hides perfectly flush when you open it. It's got a button lock. It's got a front flipper. It's got perfect for reverse flick and perfect for regular flick. Like, well, yeah, great little fidgety knife. The Cormorant. Then you got the one I mentioned earlier that I said I needed to get a Mini of, and that's the Mini Momo. This is the full size Momo, and it's even big for me. It's a big boy. I can get, if I go all the way up here, I can get 6 fingers on it. That's what she said. Oh yeah, the Militalls, you cannot beat their action. But this is a big boy. Alright, this is another one that you probably haven't seen. This is the Kaiser Rogue. And this one, the action on it compares to this one for being on washers. The old give her the old 6th finger. So on washers, this is probably my nicest, smoothest one. But this one is probably second. So this one is on washers. It's called the Rogue. It's a Wharncliffe or reverse Tonto, whatever you want to call it. And it's got great action. You can see how easily it closes on washers. But that is the Rogue. Then we have the Tion, which is another weird knife. But it's just one you gotta have if you got a Kaiser collection. Lots of weird aspects to this thing. But that being said, it feels great. Everything about it, quality wise, it feels superb. Very easy to open. Reverse flick, regular flick, flipper tab. I like the little inlay on the clip, but it's got some oddness to it. That's the Tien, T-I'-A-N. Styles design. Is that Jonathan Styles? Same guy that made the Militol? Could be. And then you got two with the giant pivots. So this is the GPB1. This is a John Gray design. World's largest Phillips head. GPB1. Giant Poon Boy 1. No, I don't know what the GPB stands for. But this is a big boy too. Super cool studs on it. He made a couple of knives with this pivot. The GPB1 and the SLT. So the SLT is not quite as big, but it's still a big boy. It has the world's largest Phillips head on it again. And it has a little bit of the harpoon shape too, thumb ramp kind of look. I like the lines on it, and it's getting to be one of the harder ones to find. It has great action on it too. I guess these bottom row are going to go off the screen. Let's see. Oh, I got the browser up behind it. That's what's making that white line. I hate that. All right. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit them all on here. This is one I did do a flipper tab delete on because it was so huge. And this is a weird version. This is called the V3. And I've shown this one. I've shown the pictures of how much better it looks with the flipper tab gone. But this is a prime example when people ask me, why do you delete flipper tabs? And I show them this knife. So if we go to the modding channel here, and I scroll way up to the top here, you will see this picture. And that is why I delete flipper tabs. Because I was able to put a finger choil in that one and get rid of that giant peen. And which line, it looks like two different knives. Like, if you don't think that improved the lines and looks of that knife, then once again, we can't be friends. Because it did. So that's why I delete flipper tabs. Because it already had thumb studs. I didn't have to put them in there. And now it's perfect. All right. Then we have a lot of people's like newer. Oh no, this isn't the one. This is the Guru. Sorry. This is one a lot of people haven't seen also. The Guru. I don't know what I was about to say. I found this one. This one's a discontinued one also. Cool hand satin. I need to bead blast this one at some point because it's got a couple snails on the back here. I hate snails, but you know they don't really mean anything. This one doesn't have a flipper tab. It's perfectly flush, clean lines. That's the Guru. Got that not long ago. And this is the Cyber knife. I cut myself on it trying to open it. And of course it looks like a Cybertruck. I got a really good deal on it. It's one of the only reasons I bought it. And I need it just to fill out the Kaiser collection. Then this is one of my newest ones. This one I got not long ago. This is the Microlith. So they make the big brother to this that I still haven't gotten, that I will at some point. But this is a super cool little fit pocket knife. It is again a 3-finger knife, barely. Almost about 2.5 fingers for me, but the 3rd finger does fit on there. But that's a super clean little 5th pocket knife. I will put that one down there. Good morning, folks. And then this is officially my newest Kaiser. And as you can see, this one is the Grazioso. I wish it had jimping up there on the back. It does have some jimping, but it's very slick jimping. It's not aggressive, and it doesn't stop your finger. I wish it had some right there on the ramp, but that's another one. So I think, yep. So that is my full Kaiser collection. And I've got one more copper Towser K that I didn't show that's in my shipwreck bag. But we've got 8, 16, 20. We've got 20 in this that we showed at first. And then how many is on the screen? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So I've got 55 Kaisers. I've got 35 on the table plus the 20 in the bag. So I would definitely have to say, since it beat out the number of Tucsons I have, that it is my favorite Chinese brand. Now, I mentioned earlier that as far as quality goes, there's probably one that beats them, and that is probably We. And of course, like Riot. But I think overall, Kaiser is more consistent than any other brand, but We makes some very nice knives, and We probably is a little higher quality. And I do have a nice collection of We's also. We will go over those on another day. And I guess that really the only one that's not titanium on this table that goes in the... no, there's 2. So the PKY, PPY, golly. The PPY is not titanium. And the drop bear in LMAX is not titanium. Yeah, Fuchs, you missed the first 20. I probably got some of those are the same ones you got. So the first 20 was all of those. Plus these 4 right here. So all 16 of those, and then 4 more. Well, I was able to lay that on there without moving any knives around. So, what this really looks like is this right here. That's what I'm looking at. Which looks kind of weird. I wonder, let me get some different backgrounds for some screenshots. Oh, I got a good one. There's an American flag, but then I've got one, there you go. It's the Chinese and American flag combined. Let's see, Old Glory. There's some wooden ones. I wonder what it looks like on some of these leather backgrounds. Like that one, or the black one I had yesterday. I like that black one. It doesn't look good on the red. Looks okay against the blue. A couple of other leathers. Some dirt. Some other texture ones. I guess I can figure out which one I want to use as a thumbnail. The brick doesn't look too bad. Wow, that looks painful. Whenever I see it against those rocks, I just think about what that would do to knives if it was actually laying on there. Yeah, that makes me cringe a little bit. Oh, I didn't even think about my Kaiser fixed blades. I've only got a couple of those, I think. But that brings my Kaiser count up a little higher. Anyway, I just thought I would share my love of Kaiser with y'all today. Nice to know that most of y'all have some Kaisers. There are some people that have never experienced a Kaiser knife, and on Reddit, some of the guys that only buy American knives, I really don't think they know what they're missing. Because they are awesome knives. They definitely have their quality control down. I've never gotten one even remotely bad. I've probably had to do the least amount of tweaking of any of my knives on my Kaisers. D10 is great on them. Lock bar pressure is usually pretty great. Only had a couple that I had to deal with as far as that goes. Yeah, I don't know. I've had really good luck with Kaisers. The little weave, little thatched weave looks okay on the background. You got the buddy and muskrats. Yeah, I've got the baby. Let's go look at what they got. So I got to get one of the auras from Concept, but let's see what I mean, I've got a drop point 2 coming in today. Coming soon. Did I just say, what did I just say? I just said the aura from Concept, and I meant from Kaiser. Yeah, I still got to get one of these for sure. And I guess I will get, I guess I'll go on and get this version. Just because it's the most plain. And I don't like all the crazy, I don't know, I might get that one. But I really like that aura. That'll be one of my newer ones that I buy. I'll probably try to hold out till somebody wants to get rid of it on Knife Swap brand new that doesn't like it. That usually seems to happen pretty quick after they come out. But the coming soon looks like they only had a couple. The Schlata. And I would get that version for sure. And that's their X series. The ZX number in the knife means that's their new premium series. Like the, like that other one. The one that takes 4 hours of milling. Can't even think what the name of that one is too. Oh yeah, I've got a mini harpoon. I got a harpoon, a baby, and something else. The deckhand, the groom, harpoon time 2. Yeah, I've got a regular size harpoon, not the mini harpoon. I like the smolt too, folks. What's that other knife that I'm thinking of that took them 4 hours of milling? It's the X series. It's not that new. I like that Meteora. Wish they had that. Do they have that in the non-black blade? Yes. They have it in my Carta. I gotta add that to cart just to remember it. Let's see what else we got. See you later, Ron Crow. What's the name of that awesome Kaiser with all the milling? Titanium. 2 different color titaniums. It's got that milled out part in the middle that's titanium too. Bees Blades did a big video on it. Yeah, that buddy is nice. I got to get one of those, folks. That buddy's a nice looking knife. I like the drop bear utility too. So today, in the mailbox, I will have 2 of my G10 integrals coming in that the Wii Eidolon and the Kaiser Brat. So I'll be having a new Kaiser coming in today. Then I'll also get the Drop Bear 2, the Warncliffe version today. So that's 2 more Kaisers that'll come in today. Then I get my real Microtech Annex, comes in today. I get my Lemifshi Duck, comes in today. I get Waylon's other knife that I bought for him, comes in today. And, oh yeah, the 2 other Kaisers. I get 4 Kaisers in the mailbox today. The Brat, the Drop Bear 2, and those other 2 that I said I'm getting an extra beg lighter and a titanium frame lock. The Silver Wing. Thank you, Ron Crow. Before you left. Yeah, the Silver Wing was the one I was talking about. But yeah, I'll have 4 Kaisers in the mailbox today. My Annex. Oh, the Squirrel Master I got for Mister comes in today. One of the knives I bought for Waylon comes in today. And the Wee Eidolon comes in today. And the Lemifshi Duck comes in today. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 knives that should be in the mailbox today. So that's why I said today will be a good day. Partially why I said today will be a good day. Yeah, I know the Aura comes with the purple tie. Purple, you mean purple carbon fiber inlay, right? It's got the Damascus inlay. That's the one I'll probably end up getting. Yeah, I'll probably get this one. Oh, that is purple snowflake, huh? That's like a Damascus pattern. It's like a combination between Damascus and whatchamacallit, yeah, no, you're right. You're right, folks. But it's kind of like a combination between Damascus and crystallized. Yeah, it's like a crystallized Damascus. They're calling it purple snowflake. But it's basically like a crystallized tie. Damascus kind of pattern. Yeah, it's crystallized, I guess. Yeah, I'll probably have to buy that model. And y'all remember that website worked good on this knife to drop it from $199 down to something reasonable. I think it dropped it down to like $147. Might not have been that good. Yeah, it wasn't that good. It was 25 off. No, it was 30 off. It brought it down to $169 with this Kaiser New 15% discount. Worked on our, yeah. No, it brought it down to $140. Oh, that's the different version. But it brought the $169 one down to $143. And let's see, it's going to bring the $199 version down to, should be like $169 or something. $170 maybe? Yeah, $169.15. See you later, folks. So the Kaiser New code, if you want to use it, you have to sign up with a new email address every time. So that's why I lost my Drop Bear 2 because I forgot I used my Blade Alchemy email address to order this so I could get the 15% off. But it dropped this down to $50. So this is the version I got, the Warncliffe and my Carta Nitro V. Mr. Pete is on vacation, so he will be back in 10 days or so. Hopefully he'll be able to pop in with the time change. Where he's at should be mid-afternoon, so maybe he'll pop in and join us after he gets settled. I believe he just left yesterday, so sure he'll be back. Guess I'm going to wrap this one up. There wasn't really anything else going on. Maybe there was. Let me see. There was a couple of new knives that people got in that they were showing examples of. Oh yeah, the new Lemifshi duck. Somebody got it in yesterday and posted a video of it. Lamia in Alaska. That's a cool picture. That's an awesome picture. Look at the milling on that blade. What a sexy knife. So what was I going to show? Thai Frag Obsession. There's the Cormorant. There's the TS-195. There's the Nimble. I think might as well just go there. Somebody posted yeah, there it is. So I should get that in today. The milling on it looks awesome. It's a frame lock, thank God. Looks like it has good action too. I like the pivot surrounds on it better. Yeah, that milling pattern looks great. I always get them about 2 days after these videos pop up. I don't know why they get them quicker, but so if you look up if you go to his website, that's the so that's the pivot collar that the last models had. But when you go to his newest ones, they have that same pivot collar that the new one has. Yeah, you can see the little triangle, like little, whatever they're called, spoke looking thing. But you can see that on this video here. It's got the same. There we go. From that to that. It's just silver and black. Anyway. Alright guys. Appreciate y'all. Brown Sugar, thanks for hopping in this morning. Come back and join us. Mr. Whalen, Mr. Ron Crow, Mr. Fuchs, Mr. Michael, Mr. War Room EDC, thank you for joining. Size Sharpening, thanks for telling me those knives. Nick, good to see you, brother. TC, hope you're doing well at the doctor and everything coming out fine. Anybody else I might have forgotten? I think that was just about everybody that joined us this morning. Mr. Ed, thank you for joining us on the replay. I'm sure you're tired from working last night. If y'all need me, my email's up there in the top right, bladealchemy4u@gmail.com. Hopefully this Thursday we will have the guy from Pocket SX EDC mods on stream to show us all about his Zerblast and all kinds of stuff he's got going on. I did not do that, Michael, but I will. The link, I will post that link in the links channel. I don't know actually where it is, but I will find that. I think you can just find it by going to the Becketton store, Beketen. Type Becketton store and AliExpress on Google, and it'll pop right up. And then just scroll down. But I will I'm posting that link as we speak into the links channel, Mr. Michael. I will label it because it doesn't show up. The links don't show up. EMP EDC relative. Boom. There you go, sir. Alright, guys. Love y'all. Hope y'all have a great Monday. Start your week off great. Yeah, if you need me, don't hesitate to ask. I like helping when I can. And I like helping even when I can't, which can be a problem sometimes. Anyway, guys, see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great one. We're 4 episodes away from 6 months in a row. Halfway through episode 183 will be half a year. So tomorrow is 180. So 4 more episodes, 3.5 more episodes. And I'll have been doing this nonstop for 6 months every day. For all of those that have joined me every day, I appreciate y'all. One thing on your way out, if you could give me a thumbs up and maybe come back after the video stops and drop a comment, it would really help the algorithm to get me out there to some new people. I get tons of comments during the live, but I don't get any comments afterwards. So if y'all wouldn't mind hopping on a few of the lives and just throwing some random comments on there, that would be awesome. And of course, just please hit that thumbs up and subscribe.